we should have gifts for everyone. You guys have like so terrific tonight. Our next performer, oh, and you got the smart water? Is that all vodka? Okay. Just saying, second Scorpion Bowl, I start to look good. You get into about bowl and a half there, you start going like, yeah, maybe he will take it all off. Our next, I was just in back, I just heard Mr. Kaplan, the guy who founded Kaplan Test Prep. The people who prepare you for the SATs and the GREs, all those tests, he passed away. He died of a stroke. B, a heart attack. C, first time back here in a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Steve McCunnon.
Great to be back. I recently had my first life and death experience. Like an idiot, I had indigestion for 3 days, and I'm driving home on a Friday afternoon with a co-worker. I'm like, pull over, I'm gonna go in and get checked out, pick me up in a few hours. I walk into the emergency room and I, go for my wallet, and a nurse grabs my hand, and I go, no, I'm going for my Blue Cross Blue Shield card. She pulls me right into the emergency room. A gay nurse comes over, strips me naked in 30 seconds. And I'm uncomfortable around gay people, especially gay men when I'm naked. And my first response was, can you cover my penis? And he looked at me and he goes, what's your name? I go, Steve. He goes, that's the least of your problems. So I'm lying there naked and I have no idea what's going on. And within minutes, there's 6 medical people working on me. So finally I go, hey, what's going on? And the doctor goes, Steve, you're in the middle of a massive coronary infarction. And I go, no. I went to Boston English High School. I go, what am I in the middle of it? What am I in the middle of? He goes, you're in the middle of a massive heart attack. And I go, yeah, but I don't feel it. He goes, oh, you're gonna fail it. Boom! And I'm like, holy Christ. And the best way to describe this pain, well, I think there's 2 ways. It would be like a woman having triplets on the orange line. And the other way is how a famous comic, Richard Pryor, he had a massive heart attack. And he walked out of the hospital and a reporter said, Richard, what's it like having a massive heart attack? And I'm quoting Richard Pryor. He said it's like a guy driving a 18-wheel truck on your chest. The guy gets out of the truck, looks down and says, breathe now, motherfucker. In other words, you can't describe the pain. So I look up and I go doctor, am I gonna live? And he was like, and I was like, and he goes, it doesn't look good. And I'm like, well, am I gonna live? He goes, I give you a 10% chance. Now that's not good odds. So I'm dying, and my first thought is, I don't want to die on Huntington Avenue. And the doctor asked me the weirdest question in the world, I'm dying, I'm in my final moments of existence. He goes, Steve, what do you weigh? I'm like, I'm dying, doctor. He goes, what do you weigh? I go, I'm 150. And he goes, how tall are you? I'm 5'9". Now I'm giving you some really good advice because this is how they determine how much morphine to give you. And the next time this happens to me, I'm 5'9" and I weigh 240. And the reason I say that is you're looking at a guy, I've never done an illegal drug in my entire life, including marijuana. I don't know why, it's just never happened. But if you have a choice of dying or having a heart attack and having morphine, have the heart attack and the morphine. Because, and by the way, if you ever ever get hold of Morphe? My name's Steve McConnell. Look me up in the Boston phone book. Because it is the best feeling you will ever have. Because I'm dying and they're asking me questions and I'm like bored with their questions. They're like, Steve, do you want any medications? I'm like, why are you bothering me? I'm like, you're in a complete different world by yourself. And at this point, a woman leans over, who obviously wasn't a medical person, and she goes, Steve, do you want to see a priest, a minister, a rabbi, or a Buddhist spiritual advisor? I looked up and said, I want to see the best fucking cardiologist you have at Pregnant Woman Hospital. And I know at this point that that medical staff wanted to laugh, but they're very well trained because two of them are like biting their lip. And I wasn't joking. I wanted to see the best fucking cardiologist they had. So anyways, at this point I'm being like, it's something out of a movie. I'm being wheeled like into an elevator that they have open, and they literally have like 2 security guards, and like they make everybody stop, and they bring me into this elevator, and a guy leans over and he goes, Steve, I'm a rabbi. Anything you want to tell me, this will be confidential. And I go, I got nothing to tell you. And he goes, you want me to tell anybody in your family that you love them? I go, no. He goes, do you have a family? I go, I got 9 brothers and sisters, 7 of them aren't talking to me. I got nothing to say to them. He said, are you married? I go, I'm divorced. The rabbi goes, do you want me to tell your ex-wife that you love her? I said, if I loved her, I'd still be married to her. So, the elevator drops. It's amazing. I end up in the emergency room. There's a woman there with a razor blade who starts shaving my pubic hairs. And because I think it was the morphine, I said, do you know I'm here for a heart attack and not for a penis problem? And she ignored me. And the conclusion of the story is I wake up the next day, I said, you know, the surgeon comes up and I go, hey, I really appreciate what you did. And I said, why did I live? And he looked around, him and I were the only ones in the room. And he looked at me and he said, Steve, because you had the best fucking cardiologist at Brigham and Women's Hospital. And it's all true. And thanks a lot. And back to Rick Timmons.
Good thing he was at NGH.